Lesson: Duress and Undue Influence. Duress and undue influence are critical contractual defenses that play a pivotal role in contract law, providing a safeguard against agreements formed under unfair pressure or manipulation. Understanding these concepts is essential for professionals aiming to become certified contract law specialists, as they often encounter situations where parties claim that their consent to a contract was not genuinely voluntary. This lesson delves into the intricacies of duress and undue influence, offering actionable insights and practical tools to effectively address and resolve such claims in real-world scenarios. Duress involves the use of threats or wrongful pressure to compel a party to enter into a contract. It negates the element of free consent, a cornerstone of contract formation, and can lead to the contract being declared voidable. There are primarily two forms of duress: physical duress and economic duress. Physical duress involves actual violence or the threat of violence against a person or their loved ones. In contrast, economic duress occurs when one party exerts illegitimate financial pressure on another, forcing them to agree to terms that they would not have otherwise accepted. A landmark case illustrating economic duress is North Ocean Shipping Co. Ltd. v. Hyundai Construction Co. Ltd., where the court recognized the undue financial pressure exerted on a shipping company to pay an inflated price under a shipbuilding contract, thereby rendering the contract voidable. For professionals navigating claims of duress, a practical framework involves a step-by-step analysis of the circumstances surrounding the contract formation. Initially, it is crucial to assess whether the pressure applied was illegitimate and whether it left the affected party with no reasonable alternative but to enter into the contract. This involves gathering evidence, such as correspondence, witness statements, and financial records that demonstrate the nature and impact of the pressure. Legal tools such as affidavits and expert testimony can be instrumental in substantiating claims of duress. Additionally, professionals should evaluate the immediacy of the threat and the proportionality of the response, as courts often scrutinize these factors to determine the legitimacy of the alleged duress. Undue influence, on the other hand, arises in situations where one party exerts excessive persuasion or influence over another, undermining their ability to make an independent decision. This often occurs in relationships characterized by trust and dependency, such as those between a guardian and ward, attorney and client, or doctor and patient. The doctrine of undue influence is premised on the idea that such relationships can create an imbalance of power, enabling one party to dominate the will of the other. The case of Royal Bank of Scotland v. Eatridge serves as a key example, highlighting how undue influence can be exerted in familial relationships, leading to a mortgage agreement being set aside due to the bank's failure to ensure that the wife received independent legal advice before guaranteeing her husband's debt. Addressing claims of undue influence requires professionals to employ a systematic approach, beginning with the identification of a relationship that inherently suggests the potential for influence. The next step involves examining whether the transaction appears to be manifestly disadvantageous to the influenced party, as this can indicate the presence of undue influence. Obtaining independent legal advice is a crucial preventive measure, as it ensures that the influenced party fully understands the implications of the contract and consents to it without external pressure. In cases where undue influence is alleged, compiling a comprehensive case file with evidence of the relationship dynamics, the nature of the transaction, and the absence of independent advice is vital for substantiating the claim. To enhance proficiency in recognizing and addressing duress and undue influence, professionals can implement several practical tools and strategies. One such tool is a checklist for contract negotiation and formation, which includes prompts to assess the potential for duress or undue influence. This checklist should encourage practitioners to consider factors such as the balance of power between parties, the presence of any threats or pressure, and the availability of independent advice. Furthermore, role-playing exercises and simulations can be valuable in training professionals to identify and respond to subtle signs of duress and undue influence in real time, fostering a proactive approach to safeguarding free consent in contractual agreements. Statistics underscore the prevalence of duress and undue influence claims in contract law disputes. According to a study published in the Journal of Contract Law, approximately 15% of contract disputes involve allegations of duress or undue influence, highlighting the significance of these defenses in legal practice. This underscores the importance for professionals to be adept at identifying and addressing these issues to effectively represent and protect their clients' interests. In conclusion, duress and undue influence are fundamental contractual defenses that protect parties from entering into agreements under unfair pressure or manipulation. By employing a structured framework for analyzing claims, utilizing practical tools such as checklists and simulations, and drawing on relevant case law and statistics, professionals can effectively navigate these complex issues. Mastery of these concepts is essential for certified contract law specialists, enabling them to uphold the integrity of contractual agreements and ensure that all parties' consent is genuinely voluntary and informed.